The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. Let's talk about it. 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 On the Vera Thomas Show. Let's talk about it. Yeah.
Hello. And I'm so excited today. I have another one of my cousins here. And this girl is absolutely awesome. She is awesome. And I'm going to share with you her bio. I pulled it up and now it's not showing up here. So let me just get it and I'm going to pull her up right quick and have her let me introduce you to her. She is an awesome person. And I just want you to know who she is. Hello, cuz.
Hey guys, how you
How you?
feeling?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good, girls. Good to be here too. I'm really excited. So
I'm
excited for you.
excited. I'm excited. Words cannot express how excited I am that you are here. And I'm getting
Wonderful.
ready to share with our audience a little bit about now your names. Now, this Nyaliemaa, how do you pronounce that?
Nyaliemaa. My husband is from Sierra Leone, West Africa.
Okay.
And when he gave me that name after we got married, and it actually means my heart. For all you little diehard
Oh,
romantics out there.
that's beautiful. That's
Yes.
beautiful. And say, how do you pronounce it again?
Nyaliemaa, like ni, ya, li,
Nyaliemaa.
Nyaliemaa. Very good, cuz.
Okay, Ni Alima. Okay,
Yeah.
so let me introduce you to Barbara Ni Alima Mosima. Did I say
Yes.
that right?
Mosima. Correct.
Mosima. Okay.
Yes.
She is a Howard University Drama Department graduate with a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree and has also taught at the Duke Ellington School for the Performing Arts. She is an accomplished actress, comedian, playwright, author, and storyteller, not to mention an entrepreneur, and has performed throughout the Washington metropolitan area and the East Coast. In one reviewer's critique of one of Miss Mosima's performances, she was called a goddess of Black women. Now I'm hearing feedback.
I know. I'm sorry. That is my fault. I'll be right back with you. Okay. All right. Go
Okay,
ahead.
all right. She has performed storytelling workshops for the Girl Scouts of America and appeared in the Outreach Children's Theater Company's touring production of The Golden Journey. In addition, she has appeared in a children's touring production throughout the Washington metropolitan area. With this rich blend of theatrical talents, Miss Barbara brings a unique fusion of improvisation, movement, and the comic overture to the art of storytelling. Her story as an entrepreneur with Sugarfoots, her company which designs cultural rag dogs, can be seen at www Sugarfoots Company, and I am going to put that in the chat, and was published in Contemporary Black Biography. She has also appeared 3 times in Essence magazine and featured in one of their book publications, Making It Happen. In addition, she has appeared in publications with the Washington Post and various local news television stations in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. I am so honored to introduce to you my cousin, Barbara. And Barbara, what I'm going to do before I say any more, I am so excited you're here. I am going to give you the floor
Mhm.
and give you an opportunity to kind of talk about your journey and how is it that you have such a passion for drama? And we mean drama in a good way.
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
just thought I'd throw it out like that, drama. So, okay, I'm going to give you the floor.
As thank you, Vera, and what your uplifting intro. But uh, as a child, I always had a vivid imagination, but and wanted to do theater. When I was in a sixth grade play, I got the acting bug and never looked back. But I was also a little shy too in terms of projecting. And then when I got to Howard University, you learned if you don't project, you don't get heard. So I had to learn quick time in a hurry to do that. So, but that was the journey of starting off in theater. I graduated from the drama department, and then I took a spin, and I used to do stand up comedy. Yes, a comedian, stand up comedy throughout the east, up and down the East Coast and area here in DC. We're Baltimore. I mean, yeah, Baltimore, Virginia, Richmond, all these sort of places. But then I got tired and said, I need to have a beat of my own drum. And it was getting a little crazy. And then, so one thing led from the other from comedy. Then I started my doll company. Then I started writing children's books. And then after children's book, I said, I had a story. I had something that I wanted to say. And I wrote the book as what we're talking about, which is called Why Have Dog and Bark? And this is an idiom, which means like if there is something not, let's say I applied it to relationships. If something is not going well in your life, then why would you stay in it? So, if the dog is in the house to protect you, and then all of a sudden something happens and you run to go hide under the bed, and when you get there, the dog is already there. You met the dog there. That might not be the right personal relationship to have in your life. And so I applied that. And we as women, this is the message I'm trying to get out. We do this so much. We get stuck. And it's said, the title is said purposely that way. Why have dog and bark? Because I took it from the Caribbean. If you have any Caribbean friends out there, child, honey, they will set you straight. They will lay you out in such a colorful way. You will begin to wonder, why are you with the man? And they start with you like, girl, what wrong with you? What you doing with that man for? He's not treating you right. You think there's no more fish in the sea? Girl, let that man go. Why have dog and bark? Go find somebody else new. So taking that title, and I just applied this to the relationships. And so this book talks about the main character, Josie, and her two best friends as they navigate life in Washington, D.C., which is a melting pot of cultures. And they meet quite a lot of different fellas from the international setting. And they have had to learn how to navigate that. And with that, some relationships don't work, but do they stay? Do they survive? And this is why there's somebody out here that needs to hear this. Why are you in that relationship if it's not working? Why have dog and bark?
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I have the book here, but we're also going to show it on the screen. But there's a poem in this book, and we're going to read the poem, and then we're going to talk about why them dogs bark. Okay, But this is a beautiful cover, and this is her book. But I'm going to also show it on the screen. But in the meantime, I want to go ahead and read this poem. And what I did, because my eyes are bad and I couldn't find my glasses right quick, so I'm just going to read it directly the from my computer. So anyway,
Okay.
let me pull it up here and read it. When Daddy is not there to put the thought in your mind, what does it mean to be a princess all the time? Is it assurance you will one day reign as queen? Or will you fall victim to circumstances unforeseen? To men with skills to manipulate you, the unsuspecting prey to take. When with your heart in dismay, your self-worth drains away. If we are not honored as your queens, no need to partake in our cuisines. To find the courage to show how to rise, stand, and grow. Rid ourselves of the wolf pack and fight with a comeback. No use for your arrogant and selfish ways. It's time for you to go and not to stay. When all you can be is a shark squandering our time for your lark, this day here is not the end. This day here is to begin. And I affirm loudly, standing on this mark, why should I have dog and bark? I love it. I love it. I love it.
Well, very
I hope
good.
I did it
You
justice.
certainly did. You certainly did.
Oh, I love it. I
You
love it. I
did.
love it. I love it. Why have dog if you're going to bark?
That's right. Why are you the one out there doing the barking? You
I
know,
love it.
if you have to bark while you're there.
Exactly. So tell us about Josie. She's the main character in this book. So what is it about her, and what makes her who she is? And I know you can't. Now this book has 377 pages, so we're not going to spend the hour
Yes, yes, yes.
talking about every aspect of your book, but we want to talk about some aspects in order to help women understand that we don't have to take the stuff that we be taking. And on top of that, right now I'm doing this anti-bully
Yes.
weekend where parents and their kids can come,
Yes.
and this book lends validity to what I'm trying to do, because we as women allow ourselves to be bullied, to be manipulated, for game to be ran on us.
Yes.
And there are some men that do the same. Let's
Yeah.
face it.
Yes. Yes.
So my I'll be talking about my workshop, but right now my cuz is going to tell you a little bit about this book.
Well, Vera, it's like I don't know if you well when you see it, you pick up the book, the back flap, the back
Yes.
tells the whole story. Well, a brief synopsis of how it is.
Okay. Well, you want to go ahead and read that?
Sure, and that will give people an idea, and then we're just gonna jump
Have
all into it
conversation.
then. And
Yeah.
um, and then if people have questions, or if there are some of my readers out there who have read the book, and you have questions for me or comments that you want, that's something that really struck a chord with you, and you want to just say it to others, I would love the feedback for you to do that, so
Amen.
that they can know what it is,
Amen.
you know.
Yes. We
But
have Judy. We have Judy Allen here. Thank
wonderful.
you,
Hi,
Judy.
Judy. Hi,
Thank you.
Judy. You
Please
know,
tell other people to tune in, please, Judy. Thank you.
well,
Okay.
it starts off on the back flap that says, "What makes a woman value a man more than she values herself?" And then we go with that Josie is a young, voluptuous woman living in Washington, D.C., is smart, witty, and creative. She also dreams of starting her own satirical greeting card company, but struggles with low self esteem. Her ex Quill, a charismatic man from the Caribbean, is sensual as hell, but he's also selfish, has no ability to commit to a real relationship, and has more baggage than a woman, packing like she's never coming back. Josie figures moving to a city that embraces diversity overload will be an exciting change from her small town upbringing. But life continues to be complicated. First, Josie rebounds into the arms of Chino, a Cuban national who wants a green card and whose manipulative ways are camouflaged with the pretense of love. Then, when Josie becomes pregnant, she hopes it will change their relationship for the better and help her forget Quill. But unexpected events shake her to the core. Will Josie become a victim of her upbringing or a survivor of her current environment? So that basically is a breakdown of what happens. And Josie has these three amazing friends. Oh my goodness! Because remember, she's working in a city. This is full of diversity. One of her best friends turns out being an Irish woman, and then the other one is a Jordanian woman. And so DC is a hot little town to hit the party scene. And when those three step into a club, they make an entrance.
I bet they
Everybody,
do.
yeah, everybody turns their head to see what's going on. And so, yeah, go ahead.
That's awesome. And you know what? Oh, first of all, your brother Kenny says, "Get it, sis." Thank
Yeah.
you for watching. Thank you for watching. Please tell other people to watch. This is an important topic because we as women so often allow ourselves to get caught up in a man and we
Yeah.
lose ourselves. And I remember one of my cousins was talking to some of the young girls that were in our family
Hmm.
and made the comment about you need a man, you need a man,
Uh,
and I was the wrong person to hear that. I mean, not that I'm not saying you don't need a man.
hmm.
I'm not saying that it's I'm not saying that it's great to have a man in your life.
Hmm.
I am saying you don't need a man. You don't all you
Hmm.
need is to have the confidence and assurance of who you are so that when you meet a man, you guys are in sync.
And Vera, it's just one of the things I think what, in particular with the character of Josie, she has low self esteem. But many women have low self esteem, but don't realize you have low self esteem because you just keep going through the motions and life is good. You're hanging with your friends, and then just when you're not looking and you sitting there at the bus stop waiting on the bus, some smooth
Talking.
talking, good looking brother comes up, and you go like, "Is he talking to me?" But you know what it is. See, men also have this wonderful radar, just like women, to zoom in when they feel that a woman may have a bit of a low self esteem. And Josie's a voluptuous young woman, but she has been battling things with weight all her life. So she thought that certainly all the skinny women would take all the men out there, and nobody wanted her. But at the end of the day, she falls in love and unfortunately does get taken advantage of. And then her struggle is, how do I get out of it? How do I stay in it? The beginning prologue of the book sets the scene for Josie's life, uh, what it will be like. And that's really the crux of what's going on there as well.
And Kenny, he says, I relate to Quill because he had the ability to see insecurities in a woman, but it also shows his immaturity. So thank you for that.
Yeah, see, and that is a roundabout thing. I mean, if a man is immature and then he also has that ability to zone in on that woman who has a little bit of insecure issues, it's a deadly combination
It
because
really
they
is.
take advantage of the woman, and then they use their with lack of a better word, their immaturity to get their way, uh,
Right.
and manipulate, and
Yes.
then make the woman, and she tries so hard, but it still, she can't win.
And then when she does, in fact, identify her self worth, and
Yeah.
when she does gain that confidence and self esteem, and she's still with this insecure person, then that insecure person begins to display jealousy. And those insecurities are amplified in the relationship.
It's
And
true. It's like, I challenge the reader to read this. When I say that somebody needs to hear it, we all have a friend of a friend. I'm asking for a friend, and to the point where and it's you yourself. I challenge you to like read this book, and it helps you really zone in about, am I being taken advantage of? Do I really don't value my self-worth? Do I really value a man's self-worth more than mine? I'm a good person. Josie's wonderful. She's loving and sweet, and so are all her friends. But why are they making these same choices? Why do they keep doing it? What is it? And everything stems from your background and your upbringing that we don't always tune into. Next thing you know, you grow up, you get through childhood, and you find yourself like, if you really went through some therapy, maybe, but there's enough help books online to figure it out, God knows. And you go like, oh my goodness, did I do that? And then the light bulb moment comes on. But hopefully it won't be too late, 5, 6, 7 children later, and sitting there wondering, why am I in this by myself when I was married to who I thought was a good man?
we're going to talk about what are some of the indicators of lack of self esteem. But before we do, Kitty, he says, by the time they gain their self esteem, they have already lost much of themselves. That
Oh,
is so true. And I
amen.
had gained, I went through a thing, growing up with no confidence and self esteem and all that stuff. And then I I acquired my confidence and self esteem and was feeling really good about who I was and who I was becoming. And then I got married and experienced the belittling, the name calling, and all that kind of stuff all over again,
Yes, yes,
and lost what self esteem and confidence that I had. And I say that because of what he's saying here. They have already lost too much of themselves. Yes, I lost me
yes,
during the
yes,
course of being in that environment. I
yes,
lost me. It literally, I was only married for 3 years, but it
yes.
literally took me 3 years to get back to me. It
Yeah,
literally, and it's a daily job. It's something that you work on a consistent base. But I was beginning to feel more comfortable with who I was after that third year because it took a lot of work.
yes,
Okay, but
yes.
anyway,
No, and it takes a time for wounds to heal.
yes,
you know um and then when you begin to gain your strength and you get out of it, and the person you were with never sees it coming, because they're so comfortable that they believe you're going to be there and take it. But the key word is, nobody likes to feel the point of their own dagger.
but you know
So
what?
yeah.
I was stupid because I told this guy when I was leaving.
Okay, okay, you broadcasted.
I let him know
Hmm.
January 26th, I'm out of here.
Not that
And
you
he,
remember the date,
you know
exact date
what?
or anything.
Yeah, right. But I did remember the exact date, January 26th. And I was like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. You okay?
Yeah, go right ahead. It's just
Okay.
it's one of those issues. I'm fine. This is
Okay.
changeable weather, so it makes the lung coughing a little difficult. But I'm here for all of it. 10
Okay.
toes in. Let's go.
And so because I did that, he literally made those last 2 weeks a living hell.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
mean, I can't begin to tell you all the things I went through within those last 2 weeks. And so sometimes not sharing, just do what you're going to do. Just do what you're going to do. You know that if you know that this relationship is not going to work, prepare yourself and go.
Yeah, you just wasn't you didn't buy into the Harriet Tubman routine. She didn't tell nobody. They left. They didn't leave. They may have sang Steal Away, but they sang it quietly and rolled up on out of there.
Uh-huh.
You know.
Yep.
Yes, indeedy. So definitely that's a very good point. And then with a uh I guess is there anyone out there that would even want to comment on a fact? Have they been in a relationship where they felt they were doing all the barking in it? Is there anyone who has? If you want to stop and just say it what it is, to share with us, because this is something that women that we need to get comfortable with in stating it, so we can stop making the same mistake.
Yes.
If we don't talk about it, we don't do it. This is a movement. I have even just on a side here for a moment. I am so passionate about this that it needs to be a household word. Why have dog and bark? I have merchandise and things for the my book, and it's like this mug right here. Why have dog and bark? Needs to be sitting somewhere on your desktop.
Yes.
So when you have
I
had it
want one.
and somebody has walked by
I
and
need
they
to get
say,
one of those from you.
"Yes, ma'am," and they say, "Why have dog and bark?" What does that mean? You put your mug and say, "You got a minute? Let me tell you. I can tell you what it means." And then I my also dream is to make sure that people see why have dog and bark, and that's why even the book cover was created into a beautiful purple of color of regal to everyone.
Oh, I love it.
See why have dog and bark,
I
to show
love
the
it.
whole cover of the book. um and then by
Who
this
did who
time of
did the artwork? Who did the artwork for your book?
a beautiful illustrator that my publisher had found, and she is just amazing. I did it, the artwork for it that I wish she had gotten her for me. The publisher did it. So yeah, so just, but the thing of it is, you can't be afraid to shout it to the top of your lungs. You can't be afraid. God knows we got to stop being afraid of being alone and stop being afraid of taking the chance, because you say, I can't do it. I won't survive. Girl, when things get so bad, this to the point where I was ready to uh, live in a cardboard box if necessary and paint some windows on that thing. But get up out of the mess, girl. Get up out of the mess and keep moving forward. That's what it is. So we just have to fight more and don't give up. And Josie meets a lovely, lovely Caribbean man, and she is smitten. Oh my God, she is smitten. She was fine till he dropped that accent on her, and then she just lost her mind. And then it didn't work out, and then she met a Cuban national, and she fell in love with him, or so she thought, because she had to let go of her Caribbean man whose name is Quill, and he just wasn't ready to commit. He couldn't commit, and you'll find the reasons of all why he couldn't commit when you read the book. And Chino was available; he was there, but Chino was ambitious, and Chino wanted a green card. And now Josie has a child. And then what do they do with their lives then and there? And then her two best friends, Tangy. She's a from Jordanian mix. Her mother was from Jordan, and her father was lovely, lovely white Southern man from Arkansas. What a combination! So,
What a combination.
and Tangy left that town and Little Rock and headed to D.C. Wanted a more exciting life, and became a very successful reggae aerobics instructor. Can you imagine a Jordanian
What
woman?
happened to her? What happened to her white guy?
Uh, uh, she no. Tangy stepped over into the coffee land, and she had a lot of black men because Washington D.C. at one point was like 80%.
Right. It was
Uh,
called Chocolate City.
yes, and so they fell into this whole a stream of men and just learning. And it was the one club that they always went to. For any of those who were in Washington D.C. in the 90s, there was a famous club called the Kilimanjaro. Woo! And there were a lot of people who worked in international organizations who patroned the Kilimanjaro. And you wanted to hear every kind of music and learn how to move and groove. If you didn't know how to move your hips, by the time you left that club, you were rocking your hips. And so Tangy got quite good at it. Um, Josie, and that was their focal point of where they learned to intermingle and meet everyone and support each other when the struggles came and they didn't expect them to happen. When the struggles hit, next thing you know, they were like, what? And how do they do it? And that's when that strong friendship comes in. And that's when that tough love comes in. And somebody's got to look at the friend and say, why have dog and bark?
Yes. Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. And when we look at, we need, talking about these relationships is so important because so often women just don't feel like they can make it by themselves and on their own. So with these women, so I mean, you had they were an eclectic, diverse group of friends.
Yes.
Were all of them kind of in the same boat where seeking out and pursuing various guys? And let me also ask you, was there any reprieve, any downtime for them to kind of reflect on who they were and what they wanted in a relationship and in themselves? Did any of them experience that?
Absolutely. Because if you're girlfriends, you going to talk, you chat. Uh, uh, Her Irish girlfriend, Bernie, was one that she loved tea. And she introduced Josie to learning how to drink tea and sit down and talk about it. And Tangy was another. Everybody at some point in their life had to chill and regroup and just see where we are and where the directions are. It is like again the tone that sets the book. I'm going to read for you in a minute the prologue. It's just a short prologue of pulls the story together. That is one of those things again that makes you hope that it will make the reader say, I want to know more about these three women. I care about them. Okay. The prologue, it is the first prologue. It's called Josie. Josie turned on the television and settled onto an oversized and sunken beanbag chair. This week, the first Black woman's new syndicated daytime talk show to air was hosted by a woman named Oprah Winfrey. Josie and all her friends in the neighborhood couldn't stop talking about it. With her eyes glued to the TV, she admired this shapely, full figured woman, and she had an unbelievable head of hair. That was when her mother and her mother's friends raised the question of whether she was wearing a wig. Josie immediately called Bailey, her BFF next door. When Bailey answered, she dove in with a barrage of questions. Girl, what you doing? You watching the talk show? You think all that hair is her own? You always doing somebody's head, so you should know. You should be a TV hairdresser for her one day. Bailey cut her off. Josie, I can see she uses good hair products. Look at how it bounces when she walks up the stairs to her audience. Either that or she has someone on her staff who knows how to use a straightening comb, like my mama. Then she heard, Bailey say to her cousin, "Girl, sit your butt still before I snatch you bald." Bailey huffed. "Look, Josie, I gotta finish braiding my cousin's hair before her mama picks her up, and I ain't even halfway done trying to do hair and watch this show." That's cool, girl," Josie said, only partially listening. "I want to finish watching it anyway. I'll see you on the front porch after dinner." She hung up the phone. Aside from everyone being fixated on Oprah's mane, this remarkable new talk show host introduced a word Josie had never heard. The term dysfunctional glided out of her mouth. She enunciated every syllable and paused at the right moment to ensure everyone watching received her dramatic delivery. Today, we'll talk about dysfunctional upbringings and relationships. You might feel you're walking carefully through a china shop. If you touch anything and it breaks, all hell will break loose. She paused and looked right into the TV camera. Dysfunction. How does it start? Why does it exist? And more importantly, how do you get out of it? We'll be back in a moment. Josie blew a soft breath between her lips and thought, what a word. Oprah's description encapsulated every relationship she'd ever known or witnessed in her adolescent world. It was one hot mess. But no one in her neighborhood had ever mentioned that word before. She hadn't heard her mother use it or any of her mother's friends, and absolutely none of her friends, siblings, or cousins ever said it. Everyone in her childhood went along to get along, period. So there was no need for the strange term to find its way onto her block and shift everyone's consciousness towards a different way of thinking. Besides, the foul language she constantly heard presented a brick wall blockade for her to walk away from that word's intrusion and eagerly step into adulthood without a second of a thought what it might mean. That is, until she had to grapple with it as a full-fledged adult, and it all began with Miss Lacey's warning.
Now it makes you want to read. Well, what was the warning? What was the
What
warning?
was that warning? What is it?
Yes. And when you were talking about Oprah, I must say, you sounded like her.
Hey, veggies.
You
You know how Oprah
sounded
was back
like
in the
her.
day. I
Oh my
love it.
goodness. Oh
Oh
my
my goodness.
goodness.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
listen, this is amazing. And I do have a couple of commercials I need to play.
Okay.
So let me do that right quick. And we will be back. I have a couple that I'm going to be doing. So let me start with this one.
Mama Knows creates high quality products that are available to be used on multiple textures of hair. Her goal is to bridge the gap to stop people from having to use multiple products because of families with multiple hair types. Her products are currently being used on men, women, children of all ethnicities. Mama Knows products are available at www.mamaknowsproducts.com. That's www.mamaknowsproducts.com. You can also find her on Instagram at Mama Knows Products because, Mama knows what you need.
Mama knows what you need. These products are awesome and they are for all ethnicities. The shampoos, the conditioners, the hair serum, and they smell so good. And I mean, they smell wonderful. So you want to check out these products. They are for men, women, and children. You want to check out Mama Knows products because Mama knows what you need. So check her out. Check her out. We have another comment here. And Judy says, I have service that I need to go to. Oh, we'll order your book soon. Okay. Well, thank you for being here. And she did say, I really need to read this book. I've been barking for years now. Hate that you can't stay and kind of talk about those barks.
I know. That's right.
But
That's right, Vera.
Thank you so much for coming. And thank you for getting her book.
Amen.
It's worth getting. Let me tell you, it's worth getting. And I'm going to be turning you on to some other podcasts that you can get on as well. So I do have another commercial that I need to play, and let me get to it, and we will be right back. I have several. Okay.
For real, take your business, any business, to the next level by joining us at the Global Awaken Trinity Summit. 4 days of opportunities and inside info you don't want to miss, as over 35 celebrity speakers will be live in person to teach you exactly how to make your business take off, grow, and thrive. From marketing tool secrets to the best ways to build relationships, partnerships, and make true connections. Founder Kessa Gooden is putting on this once-in-a-lifetime event, the Global Awaken Trinity Summit VIP Gala and Yacht Mastermind, February 29th through March 3rd, 2024 in Miami, Florida. Registration starts at 9 sharp each day. Bring your business partner, your team, your friends, anyone and everyone who wants real success. For tickets, call 404-992-3971. Tickets will not last, so call now. 404-992-3971. Or visit us online at globalawakenedevents.com, and we will see you there.
As Global Awakened Events. And if by chance you are interested in becoming a speaker, they are still looking for speakers. So let me also play
As a business pro, you know the way to make real money is to have a big, qualified audience listen carefully to your every word. Step up and speak at the Global Awaken Trinity Summit, and that's exactly what you'll have. It's a 4-day event aimed exclusively at those who want to make their business, any business, take off, grow, and thrive. The best will be teaching and inspiring, and you should be one of them. From marketing tool secrets to the best ways to build relationships and make connections. Founder Kessa Gooden is putting on this once-in-a-lifetime event, the Global Awaken Trinity Summit VIP Gala and Yacht Mastermind. Registration starts at 9 sharp each day, February 29th through March 3rd, 2024 in Miami, Florida. To speak or for tickets, call 404-992-3971. Spaces are filling up, so call now. 404-992-3971. Or visit us online at globalawakenedevents.com, and we will see you there.
Yes. So this is going to be an awesome event. They've got all kinds of things planned, including a yacht party, and all kinds of things. You don't want to miss this. You don't want to miss this. And so I have put in the chat the information, the phone number for you to call, and also the website that you can go to for this Global Awaken event to be a speaker or to just attend. So you want to check it out. You want to call Kessa and let her know that you are interested in this, in one or the other or both. All right. Now, I do have one other thing that I need to talk about. I have well, first let me play this. You can never do anything right, can you? Look at this mess you've made.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to spill it.
You're always making messes and making mistakes. It's like you're not even trying.
I did try. It was just an accident.
Accident or not, you're always causing problems.
I don't know what else to say.
Well, if it isn't the little loser, all by themselves.
Hi, I was just playing.
You're such a baby. No one wants you here.
Please, can you leave me alone?
What you gonna do about it? Cry baby? Hey, what's going on here? None of your business, oldie. Excuse me, that's not how you treat others. Leave my child alone. Whatever, I was just having fun. Are you okay, sweetheart?
Thank you, Mom. I was really scared.
You did the right thing by telling me. Remember, you don't have to face this alone.
I know, but it's still really hard.
I understand, and I'm here to support you. Let's talk about it when we get home. Now, these are two scenarios where a lot of times parents don't realize that how they say things to their kids can be intimidating, can be bullying. And so we're going to be doing little scenarios similar to this. We're not going to be using the same ones that we're using for promotion, but we're going to be using scenarios similar to this so that parents can look at how am I communicating with my child? How am I interacting with my child? Am I displaying some bullying tactics? Or on the other hand, am I being bullied on my job? Am I being bullied on the internet? Am I being bullied by my friends or people in my family? Children, am I being bullied in school? Are kids messing with me all the time? Is it that I can't go anywhere without somebody talking about me or making me feel less than? And when we understand that Eleanor Roosevelt said that no one can make you feel inferior without your permission, until we recognize that, then we are going to continue to allow bullies to use their power to take our power. So I'm going to say to you, you want to come to this workshop on October 14th and 15th so that you can take your power back. And as children, learn to use your power. On the flyer here is a QR code, so you can go directly to that QR code and, in fact, register directly through that, or you can go to. Oh, I didn't put it in here. Okay, use the QR code to register today. And also, please share this information with, oh, yes, I do. Share this information with other people because this is critical. People are being bullied everywhere on their jobs, in their homes, in the grocery store, everywhere. Bullying is a major issue and it causes major problems. When you consider the second cause of death for 10-year-olds to 34-year-olds is suicide, and many cases are suicides due to being bullied. So please join me on October 14th and 15th for the Use My Power Bully Workshop from 2 to 4 Eastern Standard Time. And it is for parents and their children ages 8 to 13. The link is here. And I'm also going to put the link in the comments so that you can just go right ahead and register. Register today. This is critical. This is absolutely critical. All right. All right, Barb. And, some of the things that Barb is even talking about in her book represent some of the bullying tactics that we as women experience in relationships.
Yes, very much so.
Talk about it.
I was just thinking about that when you said that. If it starts there, it grows into adulthood, and then the bully finds a person that they can prey upon. That radar again, that person with that low self-esteem feeling. If you have a friend who might be going through something in a relationship, and it's difficult like this, uh, I call it that. Oh wow, that sunken look in the eyes. The eyes are the windows to your soul, and you look at somebody and their spirit is just broken. They'll see it's like, hey, I'm good, but the brightness is gone out of their eyes, the light, because it's just too much. You're trying to mentally navigate, why in the world are you in this relationship, and then you're trying to navigate everyday life, go to work, look at after a child, or go to school, or anything, and then you come home, which is supposed to be the place to relax, and you're walking around that place on eggshells because you don't know what is the word that might trigger them, and then if we don't push this, if we don't keep spreading the word on this, why have dog and bark, people will continue. Friendships need support, and they think they can, like, no, I'm just not going to tell anybody because it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. I can handle it. I know how to handle her. I know how to handle him. But in essence, if you have to stick those type of questions or statements like that, you don't need to how to handle them, because you don't need to. You are not equipped to be somebody's therapist. You need to get out of there so that you can find your happiness. And at the very least, child, go find yourself a woman from the Caribbean. I'm gonna tell you straight and gonna be your friend and say, child, I done told you once before. There's another bus coming down the road. Why have dog and bark? Get out of there. Leave that person alone.
And on top of that, recognize that recognize who you are, recognize your power, recognize your strength, recognize that you are a queen. And actually, there was something that you said that I wanted to comment on, and I forgot it. Had one of those senior moments.
I know, girl.
But it was something that you said.
It's. Go ahead. I'm sorry. No.
No, go ahead.
But it is this thing where we have to unite and to keep, because when you get into something like this, it's the healing is long and hard. It's tough, and you say this a lot there, that from no one can make you feel inferior unless you give them your permission or your consent. And we fall into that where we give you our consent. Yes, please. I feel like a doormat today. In fact, I actually got myself cleaned up. I'm nice and flat for you today. Step on me, please.
Yeah.
And you joke about it, you say about it. It really is that simple. You have lied down. You have relinquished. You've given up your power. And Why Have Dog and Bark shows the reader how it progressed up to that stage. And it stems from childhood in this particular story, and how it just developed into adulthood, and how Josie handled her life and didn't have a clue. If you grow up in a particular neighborhood and everybody's doing it, it doesn't feel like it's a dysfunction. It just feels like the norm.
Right. Right. And on top of that, if dysfunction is all you grow up with, that's all you know.
That's all you know.
And that's all you know. And so to see something different is like an anomaly, because you don't expect. It's like, other people live different. There are families that don't yell and argue and call each other names.
Yes, really? Yes, really? Was that normal?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that is why I say, when you get caught up in that, if you don't realize it, it's just like in the prologue, and she heard the word that Oprah said, dysfunctional. Like, wait a minute, what is that? We don't talk about that, because, well, let me my last count here. So-and-so's daddy, he goes out And so, well, his daddy goes out like he has a girlfriend, we know, but ain't nobody supposed to know about it. And so have it. And then they had a fight the other day, but then so did mom and dad have a fight. And it just goes on and on. And how do you break the cycle? And you can, but you just have to be presented sometimes with the right tools. So I do encourage people to get Why Have Dog and Bark. It is a great read. It's going to make you laugh. It's going to make you cry. And it's definitely going to make you do some cussing. Okay? You're going to get mad at somebody out there. And you're going to fall in love and you're going to root for these characters. And you're going to know these characters. You're going to know somebody in these characters to remind you of someone that needs to regift somebody. Maybe you can't tell a friend to them, their face, what you think they're doing, because, people get very on the defense about this type of thing, and rightfully so, but you're a friend. So then listen, I got a great gift for you. I want you to read this book. Oh, you're going to love it. It's just fun. Just read it. And next thing you know, because I'm telling you, after the first couple pages, you are there. You're going to be sucked in. And the next thing you know, you have dropped some knowledge. And then you may be starting a dialogue with your friend. And then after that, go buy her a t-shirt.
Yes. Hold up the t-shirt again.
Yes, absolutely.
And Sonia, she says, great book.
Yes.
And yes. And you know what? I know someone that has a book club. This would be a great read.
It's an excellent book for them. Pass it on to them. And in the card, Josie has aspirations of owning a greeting card company. And she creates these greeting cards in the end. And so I encourage people to go online and get the greeting cards that we've come up with. I mean, seeing that Josie, has come up with. And
now, where do they go for that? Do they go to
on the website beinmosima.com?
Okay.
Not Sugarfoot's is strictly the Sugarfoot's dolls.
Okay. Well, let me put this in so that it's stationary.
And then when you open up the card, there's something to write to your friend, and it starts with the word girl intentionally, GURL, because we can give a good girl.
Yes.
Girl, please. Girl, are you serious?
Yes.
So there's so many different cards. There's just a whole bunch of them with it. You're going to love them. You're going to love reading them. Yes, I'm sorry, Vera, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. So the inside of the card, you write something yourself inside?
You can write, like, let's just take this card here. I had one other I wanted to show to you, but of course it has probably gotten buried under all of the
busy. Oh my God.
All the other paperwork. But say, for instance, this particular card right here, it says, woman, you see her little with a tear on her face. She said, if a man doesn't love you, and you open up the card, and of course it has, let's see if I'm holding this.
Read what it says.
It says girl. And then inside it says, stand up and love yourself. So there's various little inspirations. There's some of them are funny. Some of them are like notes that telling the girlfriend to check themselves. There was one particular one where I had here we go. You see these two beautiful little women here. They're at church, Sunday service, and they're best friends. And one is a kind of full-figured woman, and one's a little slender, but you can see they both beautiful women. And the card says to the one friend, what are you giving up for Lent? And the other friends, the little full-figure one, just gave her one word and said, lettuce. I'm giving up lettuce. So they're humorous. They are to make you laugh. They're about relationships. You get them. They're in an adorable, beautiful little box. It says, Why Have Dog and Bark? A collection.
I love it. Oh my God.
Again at beinmosima.com, and you're going to love it. You're just going to love it. You can buy the bundle or either particular, anything you like.
Oh my God. You know what? We ran out of time.
Oh my goodness, yes.
But I'm telling you, oh my God, listen, this is my cousin. But this woman is so awesome. She's an entrepreneur, an author. Oh my God, an actor, just so many things. You want to get to know my cousin. So check out her website at www.bnmosima.com. Okay, check her
Yes,
out.
yes.
I love you guys.
I love you too.
Great conversation.
Thank you.
We're
It was a
gonna have to
ball.
come back and talk more about this book. And
Yes.
please, what I want to say to my listening audience, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to my website. And we need your support. Please, we need your support. I can't continue to bring quality shows without your support. So go to Cash App, $ and still great, or Venmo at VT1117. We need your support. We really need your support. This is one of my main things that I do, and I want your support. So listen, God bless you all. Have a great remainder of the week, and I will see you on Thursday with my guest that is also an author, and he just stepped out on faith from his job to pursue what he wants to pursue. His name is Sean, and we're going to be talking to him on Thursday. So God bless you all. Have a great, great remaining week. And sis, we'll talk. Please stay here until.
Sure.
Okay. Thanks.
The Vera and Tommy Show. 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 Let's talk about